Hello fam, welcome again to yet another episode of Renewal. Renewal program walks you through the lives of different ladies and gentlemen, majorly on stories of purpose. And today we are privileged to have a wonderful guest by the name Susan. You wait to hear from her. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That's how we do it here. Karibu sana Susan.
Thank you very much, Edith. It's nice to be here. Friends, kindly subscribe. So yes, like Edith has said, my name is Susan Wanjiko Ndirangu. I am born again, married now for 10 years. And as a person, I am born again. I love Christ as my personal savior. And in terms of my career, I work as a human resource manager in the administrative department at an international school in Nairobi.
Great. Today I'm so excited because what we are going to tackle is basically something you're so passionate about.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, actually this year you're clocking your 10 years in marriage.
Yes.
I don't know, let me know the month.
January.
I can decide to surprise you. It has passed.
It's passed.
Wow, so you are 10 years.
10 years,
Okay,
I tell you.
so-
Yes. We got married in 2012, the month of January. Yes, that's the day that Isaac and I decided to settle this.
Wow.
Yes.
So I should keep my gift for 2023. January.
It's never too late. We are still receiving.
So yeah, 10 years is such a huge milestone.
Oh,
So
yes.
maybe briefly tell us how you met.
Well, I met Isaac in 2005. I was still in Form 4. He had come around to visit his auntie. That's the year he was also joining college here in Nairobi to do his first degree. So along the way, along the corridors of the block, I met this gentleman and I'm like, oh, good looking, but it's not yet time. Yes. And then for him, I think he says it was love at first sight. So he was certain, this is the girl and I'm going to go for it. Yes.
So like, what was your first impression when you met him?
I think for me it was just an ordinary guy, nothing really captivating. Plus, I think my mind at that particular moment was not focused on in terms of having a boyfriend. I felt, or I had grown up knowing that these are things that you do when you are out of school, completely out of school. Yes. And it was something my parents, if they heard of it, oh yes. Yes.
Na ametoka ushago.
Na ametoka shags. So na mimi niko hapa bado Nairobi, I'm looking for a town guy. I am not looking for a shamba boy, I'm looking for a town guy. So I think at that particular moment, I wouldn't say that I saw him and I felt this is the one. No, it's something that grew with time.
So like, when exactly did you decide that maybe I should date him?
Let's give it a shot. I think since at this period now I was starting to join college. When I joined college, I realized, it's time. People are having boyfriends now. It's normal. It's okay. You are fine. You're in a good space. You're safe. So I gave him a chance to get to know him because he was so passionate about it. He was so determined to get this girl. For him, it was either this or nothing else. For me, it was I have a variety of options to choose from. So give me time to see the one person. So when I joined college, he would come and visit. I would visit him or he would come and visit. Not per se him coming to our home, but for us seeing each other out there. When we are going to college, he's also going to school. So we would walk together to school and such like things. Then the catch was here. Remember, he's in school, I am in school. So who's financing the other? No one. So we are working with our pocket money. So there is no deal of this preparing for first date. I'm seeing others, I'm going for my first date. They dress up, they do what. So for me, I knew, with this one, hiyo hakuna. No. It's just the two of us. dealing with the little that we have.
Yes.
So we would go for small dates for chips, which is actually my favorite, so it was easy for him. Kuku here and there, introducing him now to Nairobi lifestyle. I remember him having bajia for the first time and he's like, Nairobi? Oh yes. And he really enjoyed those moments, and so did I. So, and then for us, the journey was about, I will say that our dating season was not a season of fancy things. It was a season of getting to know each other. It was a natural season for us because we didn't have those options of so many varieties. Plus, remember, I'm coming back from a structured home whereby parents are still
You went
not
to school, you need to come back
home. Yes, if you are not with your mother, then you are at school or you are in the house doing some very busy chores that were ever there for us. Isaac was very, very protective. So I moved from a protective father to a protective boyfriend. And for him, he was really, really protective. He will make sure Susan ako wapi, nita show up. Susan anaenda aje, nita show up.
So leo sikuli lunch, leo transport lazima
nifike penye yuko. At some point for me it was too much. It was too much. I was like, no. Dude, I am not yet married to you. Can you give me some time to breathe? Please, let me be. Let me explore who I am. You're not giving me time to even think. And we broke up.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. We broke up for about an year. And the breaking up was bad. Unajua ile mnarafiana up. Yes. We roughed each other up.
That was after you dated for how long?
That was in 2009. So we have, yes. In 2009, I'm like, I have already gone to campus, niko na knowledge, nishaanza kujua nitaingia job market, niko ready for the job market. Lakini na wewe sasa, sioni ni kama una progress. Let me give you some time out. And I take my space. So we broke up for 1 year. And this gave me time now to discover Susan, to discover really, because you have come from, it's like being a child to moving so drastically to adulthood when you have not worked out yourself. So this year gave me time to reflect. It gave me time to identify what is it that I love. What is it that I'm looking for as an individual? What is it that I want to see in the kind of guy that I would want to get married to? So that year gave me time now to test the waters. Test here, test here, test here. And then I realized, I still need my shamba boy. This is not working. Stay away from town people. The good thing is, what made me stay stable is that I had been raised in church. My parents had instilled the disciplines and the importance of God. So even through this period, I kept asking God, please do not leave me. You know how much I value marriages. You know how much it means to my heart. Please don't let me make the wrong decision when it comes to this. During our dating times, I had really had a rough time with my parents and Isaac. The thought of Isaac had created drama.
They had known him
in our house. So it was a topic that we would not talk about. Because at some point, my dad was physical fighting. You have to break this, Susan. You are still young. You have time. Go to college. Finish your degree. Then now think about this. So dad was very, very protective.
Being an only child.
Oh, yes. Dad was super protective. And then for mom, it was like, oh gosh, my child has gone through so much for this guy. She's not even married to him. Why does she deserve to be in this pain with all this? So it was a journey. And so this time we were walking down with my mom. She was leaving. I had gone to her place of work, so we were walking home together that evening. And I told her, Mom, I have tried having a stable relationship and it's not working. Sometimes guys will approach you. Before you think about it, this guy is married. He did not show anything to show that he was married. So for you, you thought it's an ideal guy. So you went for it. Then you met this other guy who is not who he is. He does not even believe in God. So for me, I went back and I told my mom, I think I want to get married to Isaac. I think Isaac is the right husband
That is the
for
period
me.
you took the break?
Yes. This time I have not even called Isaac to tell him what I am thinking.
Maybe he's moved on. You don't know.
No, he didn't. Because Isaac kept calling. Or even during this period of breakup, we will stay like a month and he will call. I blocked his line. He would use other lines. So
And you
at
block
some point,
again?
I block again. So at some point I gave up blocking and I told him, Isaac, I am not interested. Please move on with your life. Let me move on with my life. But he was very persistent, by the way. He never stopped. So even at this time I'm talking to my mom, I think he had called me a week before. And this time I listened. I heard his determination. I heard his voice and how much I meant to him. And I was like, this one is real. This is true.
He's never
This
given
one,
up.
even with all this time, he's not giving up. Then it is really true and real. So when I told my mom, she was like, it's your decision. You are the one who's taking the risk. So are you ready for what will come with this risk that you are willing to take? And I was like, let's see what happens. We had 4 years and we managed, despite the shakeups of others feeling that this relationship is not of my class. We had others looking down on Isaac and feeling, don't you think you can get a more handsome guy? Don't you think you can get somebody with a better vision? You know, there were those comments. Don't you think he's too shallow for you? And for me, I'm thinking, what is it that I have that is so good that he doesn't deserve it? Everybody deserves love and the right kind of love. So when I told my mom, she was like, you take the bullet. It's all yours. And so she told me, are you ready to tell dad about it? Are you ready to have the conversation with dad about it? And I told her, yes, I'm willing to take the risk. So I think it was on a Friday. So on Sunday, I mentioned it to dad. Dad, do you remember that guy called Aizo? And my dad was like, you still meet with that guy? Susan, it has been how long? Like, yeah, he's still in my life somewhere there. But we had broken up, but I'm reconsidering. Okay, so dad asked me, are you sure? I said, yes, I am sure. Then he was like, then go for it. Let's see how it goes. So when I got the go ahead,
Wow.
I made use of it. So my parents walked with us. They helped us through the journey. And then when we made the decision to settle in, they called us. Isaac approached my dad. I am interested with this girl. And I want to have her with me. Please accept us. Please allow me. And he was told, kijana, umepigana vita kama KDF. That was the exact words that came from my dad. Umepigana hii vita kama KDF.
Wow.
Na juu mmefikia rika, we bless you.
Wow.
Make sure you visit your pastor
Finally.
to know that this is your intention.
Yeah.
And we wish you all the best.
Looking back, is there something that you'll do maybe differently?
Differently? That's a tough one. What would I do differently? I think what I will do differently is, I think I would love Isaac better than when I did when we first got married. For us, we really felt like our relationship was not right. Like hatukuianzisha vizuri. Like, what if tulikasirisha God sana that he wouldn't want to embrace us? But God keeps reassuring me. I knew this was going to happen this way. I was ahead of you. And because I was ahead of you, and you have made mistakes, you will still remain my child. I will restructure and I will make you better. I am telling you, hey, the first 3 years, I see other people come to marriage the other way around.
Yeah.
The first 3 years, they are honeymoon, darling, sweetheart. For us, it was Susan, Isaac, shouting at each other. Hey. Baba yangu alikuwa ananiambia kama hujechapwa, ubaya ni mtu achukue mkono akutandike. Hiyo run home. But if it's conflict that you can solve, you need to find solutions. We cannot be the ones who give you solutions, because now it stops being your marriage, it becomes our marriage. We have our failures in our marriages as your parents. We don't want you to make the same mistakes. So the best way is figure it out. We have shown you the church. You know God. Are you praying about the matter? Are you committing your decisions to God? Or are you just waking up and making decisions? So tulivurugana hadi tukarealize hapa kila mtu anze kuseek God. Seek God, seek God. And like they say, for sure it's a triangle. The moment we started seeking God and allowing God to be a part of this, we saw miracles coming in. We saw growth. I got my job. He started growing in his career. So there was development started coming. Hope started coming our way. And God now took us. You are servants. You are ready to serve. And he threw us and told us, now go. You are ready.
You mentioned that you were feeling like you offended God, like maybe you didn't start marriage at the right way. What did you mean by that?
What I meant by that is my desire, or how I grew up hoping, and the way that I have been taught, and considering that I was a church girl and so was Isaac, I would have started my marriage by doing a church wedding. So this was one of the shakiest decisions that I felt as an individual. I had let myself down. I had let God down. And I had also contributed to causing Isaac to fail God in one way or the other. And it was the same feeling for him. So you will find that at this time when we were getting married, we actually avoided church at all costs.
Why was the case?
What will we go and tell Percy? Where do I even start? Where do I even start with the society? They knew that this is a church girl. How can she now start telling us she's pregnant? How? Where did you miss it? So it took us time. Time that I can even remember the first time we went to church. We went to church when I was almost around 6 months pregnant. You can imagine all that duration. Hautaki kuonekana na mtu yote. Hautaki society ijue. You are hoping that if there is a way I could hide this, I would have hidden it.
So were you going to the same church just before marriage? Or?
No, because I had come from a mainstream church. Isaac was a member of Deliverance Church. So I joined Deliverance.
And people now knowing Isaac as
yes,
a church person, and
exactly.
then he's coming with someone who is pregnant.
Oh yes, where do you even start? How do you see your youth pastor yet? He had walked the journey with him. He had given him tips and ideas to do this. But somehow you still didn't follow. You still didn't obey. It was quite shaky for both of us. It was quite hurtful. And spiritually, we dropped from a high notch of people who believed so much in God to people now who totally even sleeping without saying a prayer was a normal thing. Yeah? So we went to church the first time and ran away when we saw Percy come our way. Literally. He's coming in this direction, we went in this other direction.
Even Adam.
Yes, Aki, I'm telling you, you have related it quite well. Aki alikuja na njia na si tukatokea na hiyo mlango ingine. And he would call to find out, hey, Isaac, kulienda wapi? Kulienda aje? My team from, I was in the praise and worship, they would call me, Susan, where are you? What happened? We've not been seeing you in the meetings. We've not been seeing you here and there. I was in the leadership in church, and I was like, It was a bitter pill to swallow, a very bitter one. Coming back to humble yourself, to tell God, I am sorry. I have done this. I did not intend to hurt anybody. But apart from hurting the society, I have hurt God. Please take me back. Take us back just as we are. We were broken at some point. So our dad, our pastor, was very persistent. He kept looking for Isaac non-stop. He never gave up. Alimtafuta hadi akampata. Akamuita mkutano. Akamuuliza, ndugu, kulienda vipi? And men will try to hide this. Unlike a woman or a lady, you will come and utanyenyekea and say everything. Isaac, the first time, he didn't say anything. He listened. He said how good he was. He said how everything was okay. He's just around Nairobi looking for money and all that. But then we got to a point and asked ourselves, for how long?
Will you hide?
For how long will we stay in this cocoon? And we went. We told Pasi, tumekuja, tuko hivi, tumebeba baraka, but we are here. We still remain your children. Please accept us back. And our pastor was so kind. He was so loving. He asked us, why did you run? Why did you look at the eyes of men and not think of God the Father? Because who comes first? God comes first, not man, not your friends, not your family. God comes first. So if you have made a mistake, does it mean run away? Does it mean that now it's finished? No. You don't know how many have made even worse mistakes than you have. So this is a point of view and you are God. And we really tulinyenyekea. Na tulililia Mungu na tukamwambia, we are really, really sorry. Take us back home. Take us and still use us as you intend to use us. And we were received back in church. And we felt the love one more time. We felt safe. We felt we can still give that which God had put in us. Because hiyo time ilikuwa imeisha. Umesha hata sasa hata desire to impact the lives of others. And there's that strength that God has put inside you, Edie. There's a ministry that God has put inside you. And shakeups can come to diminish that ministry, to try and show you that you are not worth it. How do you stand and run young couples or minister to young couples when you yourself have your faults, you have your mistakes, you have carried you have your sins inside you? But then God reminded us that I don't call the perfect. No. I call the imperfect. I equip those that I call. So it was never about us. It was about God. Yes, this mistake happened. Let's pick up the dust. Let's shake it off. Let's realign ourselves with God. Let's know that this is not, the marriage is not ours. The marriage comes from God. He founded this. So running away from Him does not solve it. It makes it worse. Sometimes I even think, could it be the reason that I really struggled in my first years? Sometimes I would sit and think, God, are you punishing me for just breaking this one rule? Are you so inconsiderate? But God would, over time, God kept reminding me and reassuring me, Susan, because I love you, because I care about you, because I want the best of you, I had to shape you up. I had to show you that it's okay to make mistakes. Because I had come, my background is that being perfect. My natural being is I want things perfectly done. So when I fail, it really shakes me. And I took that as a shake-up that God was reminding me. Kuanguka sio mwisho. Unaweza pia inuka. You can reshape it. Don't throw the towel and say, I am done. Now I belong to the world. Because I did this mistake, it can never be turned around. Yes, it can never be turned around, but God can rebuild you. He can reshape you. He can use that mistake as a ministry for you to grow fresh, to start fresh. And in that shape up, I don't think we would have served the ministry that we serve in the humility that we are in. With that humility, knowing there are other better people. There are other people who have more content, who have done it so perfectly that we cannot even, Isaac and I cannot, hata tuwezi karibia. But God alichagua ni sisi. Hiyo imperfection that is in us, aliamua kutumia hiyo. So it keeps us humble. It keeps reminding us that if I see a couple that has gone through this struggle, I will be the least to judge them. In fact, I will want to tell them, God is waiting for you. Come back.
Open up.
Yes, He's waiting for you. He's waiting to love on you. Come back, run to Him, and He will make things right. Yes.
Now, both of you were raised in Christian backgrounds.
Yeah.
And even up to a point now you decided it's Isaac, your parents blessed you. Why did you just decide to maybe do a wedding? How did you just decide to go that direction?
I think we are ambitious humans with my dear Isaac. Expectations zetu zinakuanga hivi. Ni life tu inatuletanga up and down. And I think that was the greatest mistake. We actually say it up to now.
Yes.
Hapa ndio tulifanya makosa. Tungeitikia tu.
Yes.
Tukuje na hiyo. Tuko na 10K. Tunataka harusi ya 10K.
Yes,
We
yes.
just agree and do that.
Exactly. You
It
don't have
would
to
have
do
been
something
that.
big.
Yes. But for us, it was about the image. It was about
What will people say?
What will people
10,000.
ati umefanya private wedding yako tu na mtu wako na hiyo story.
Na watu wanafaa wakuje wakule mchele.
Hapana, sisi tunataka tuite kila mtu. And then you know with us, we are the kind of team that loves people.
Yeah.
We want them to be a part of it. So when you are there and saying that you'll do a small wedding,
No, acha ikae.
hiyo si option. It's either a big wedding or no wedding. Hapo ndipo tulijichanga by the way. And that's what I'm saying, that if we had somebody like to guide us to understand the concept. What is key?
What is a wedding really?
Because now I ask myself, what is a wedding? Is the wedding the congregation? Or is the wedding a connection between you, your husband, and your God? Imagine that's what a wedding is. But we have changed the idea. Now we want it to be something
You
that
come in
will
with
be
the limousine
Oh yes, it will be talked about.
or a private jet.
Exactly. Dunia itasimama ijue
Unashuka.
kuna mtu mahali anafanya harusi.
Yeah.
And now we miss it. And that's where most couples, I think, miss it. That it's okay to calm down. Tofauti ya mtu mwenye alifanya that big wedding na mtu mwenye alifanya private wedding yake tu na pasi. Struggles za marriage ni zile zile. Vita ni ile ile. Haita change ati because now you did something so big and this other person did something so small. In fact, it's worse for you who did something big. Because you'll be answerable to all these
So
big
many
people. Their eyes will be on you like this. Rather than somebody who did smaller. Hii hata tulikuwa tunajua itaenda far. That's the mindset of people. But you realize it's that if I understood better at that time, we would have made a different decision. we would have made it about us and not about others. But now that we didn't know, we focused more on others.
Wedding is supposed to be big.
Yes.
No wedding for us.
No wedding for
Let's
us.
go.
Mi kama by the way sivai gown ya 100k, sivai gown, wacha tu ikae, you know. Isaac amekuja, mi Suzy, this is the first suit I should wear that is very expensive. If I'm not having a ring that if I fold my fist you can see it blink, then it's not what I don't want to ikae. So no, and then now time passed. Time imepita. Sasa ona 10 years. We still ask ourselves, sasa hii tunajiambia sisi ni servants wa God. If it comes, we are waiting. We are ready for it. And this time when we do it, it will be different because it's no longer now a party show, a show party. No. This time it has a meaning. This time it will be so precious that I want my daughters, as they see this, as they tap this, they will tap it in a different way. They will tap it in a more godly way. That they will understand that it is never about the community. It's never about the society. It's never about what they will say. It is about your heart. It is about you, your husband, and God. That's it. Hao wengine ni wapita njia, atakuata ama wakufukuze kama fadhi. Get out of my house.
What are some of the, 10 years is a huge milestone. What are some of the things you will tell someone to, like, that happens practically in a marriage that someone should be prepared for?
Base your love or base your relationship on, not on the things that are in the eyes of men. Focus on your friendship. Focus on what satisfies you and that other person. But don't focus all these others zinakuanga added advantage. Hizi zingine zote ni za kukupata. Kukua kwa billboard itakupata tu. Kama una aspire kukua kwa billboard itakupata tu. Kama una aspire kukua that rich person, please don't make it the foundation of your marriage. It will hurt you. It will pain you. Then don't put your expectations, all of your expectation in the other person. Aki huyo si wewe. Huyo ni mtu mwingine. Wewe ni wewe.
This has been amazing, and thank you so much, Susan, for creating time. I know besides the busy schedule that you made it here. And this grace upon you in this ministry, I believe we're going to have another session with you. Guys, we're introducing Doa, and Doa is all about lessons on marriage, and this is one of them. So we see you again next time with Susan in another session. And thank you guys for staying tuned, and the new ones, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Until next time, bye.
Bye-bye.